mist swirled across the cobbled path as Eliza stepped into the abandoned village of Hawthorne Hollow. The moon, a ghostly sentinel, shone down, illuminating the crumbling facades of houses long forgotten. A shiver danced along her spine. The air felt thick, as if laden with whispered secrets yearning to escape. Beyond the threshold of rotting wood, a dusty parlor revealed itself, the remnants of a once lively home. Dust motes floated like drifting spirits. Suspended in a haze of silence, a cracked mirror hung crookedly on the wall, reflecting not just the dim light, but also the weight of the forsaken emotions tethered to this space, their echoes reverberating off the faded wallpaper. In the corner, an ornate chair, its upholstery frayed and torn, seemed to beckon her closer. Curiosity piqued, Eliza approached, feeling the faint warmth radiating from the seat, as if someone had just risen from it. Glistening tears of moisture trickled down its back, merging with the dust, a spectral residue linking the past with the present. Suddenly, the floorboards creaked, a mournful sound resonating like a cry for help. Startled, she scanned the room, catching a fleeting shadow darting past the threshold of a door ajar, just beyond her line of vision. As curiosity wrestled with fear, she hesitated, the weight of her breath heavy in the stillness. Outside, the wind howled, rustling the withered branches of the gnarled trees that surrounded the village like sentinels. Moonlight flickered ominously, creating shapes that seemed to swirl and pulse, whispering tales of despair and loss forgotten by time. The village breathed a secret, a riddle too painful to unveil, and Eliza felt it clawing at her insides, a restless longing for the stories that lingered here. Guided by an unseen force, her feet carried her deeper into the house. With each step, she felt the temperature drop, an unseen threshold crossed into a realm thick with mourning. Dusty remnants of a life once lived greeted her. A child's toy, lying askew beneath a facade of broken glass, remnants of laughter, now strangled by grief. At the edge of what once was the kitchen, her breath caught. A tattered calendar hung limply on the wall, its pages swayed like reeds in the wind. The final date, circled in a faded red ink, pulsed with a life of its own. The day the village closed its weary eyes to the world. What had transpired here? The air buzzed with frustration, as if trying to shout the truth but failing. Wrestling with dread, Eliza turned towards the staircase, each step climbing higher, swaddled within shadows, luminosity battling against encroaching darkness. A thin layer of dust coated the handrail, yet the sensation of a soft touch lingered under her fingertips, urging her onward, ever onward. Each creak echoed through the emptiness, a cry for attention. Above, the corridor stretched like a dark cavern, whispering of untouched dreams and shattered hopes. Doors aligned like rowdy soldiers stood guard, vigilantly waiting for a visitor to awaken their slumbering tales. An icy draft flitted through the hallway, sending a chill down her neck and leaving a frosty kiss that made her feel watched. But there was no one else there. Amongst the doors, one swung slightly ajar, its frame barely visible in the low light. Heart pounding, she pushed it open, entering a room adorned with stale air and a musty disposition. The walls, once vibrant, were draped in melancholy, their peeling paint resembling flakes of hopelessness. On a lace-covered table, a fragile portrait revealed a woman with haunting eyes that seemed to follow, searching for an answer just beyond reach. The room sighed, and the portrait shifted. A trick of the light, or something more? Eliza squinted, her breath bated, waiting for the moment when the air would thicken beyond the realm of reality. As she leaned closer, the woman's lips parted silently, as if begging for release from the ice of time that held her captive. Whispers floated through the air, melancholic and tangled. Each syllable felt like a plea for redemption, a desire to recount a forgotten tragedy. Lost child, lost love, intertwined in the web of history, their fates bound within walls that cradled their despair. Could Eliza piece together the fragments, or would she too become lost amongst their tales? A sudden crash echoed from below, fracturing the fragile quiet like glass shattering amidst chaos. The instinct to flee surged within her, yet something deep-rooted tugged at her heart, the desire to understand, to uncover the mysteries swirling like fog around her. Clenching her fists, she steeled herself, descending into the unknown. Descending the staircase, the air grew denser, thick with an urgency that quickened her pulse. Shadows danced on the walls, morphing into silhouettes that flickered like candle flames. Fear entwined in her veins, yet she pressed on, drawn inexorably toward a truth hidden in the darkness. At the foot of the staircase, the parlor gaped before her, alive with shadows rendered in sharper contrast. With breath held, she saw it, a figure draped in flowing white, face obscured, standing before the cracked mirror, its robe swirling gracefully in the still air. The world outside lost its desire to intrude, leaving only the haunting presence, a whisper among tangled threads of time. Transfixed, Eliza approached, compelled by sorrow magnified in elegance as the figure turned slowly. Guidance shone from those familiar eyes, and in that instant, clarity emerged amidst the despair. Within the reflection, Eliza glimpsed her own face, a lineage of sorrow stitching their fates together, a tapestry woven in grief and longing. Held captive by that gaze, the room battered her with revelations. Time bled together, threading past and present as the ghost reached toward her. The air crackled with magic, wrapped in despair, a haunting entwining their stories. The woman's lips moved, a soft threnody that echoed through Eliza's soul, sealing their connection, a promise to remember. With a nod, an understanding passed between them, a pledge that would break the cycle of silence. The ghost's essence shimmered, releasing the heavy air of countless regrets. Eliza felt warmth envelop her as she stepped back, released at last